Good afternoon, or I should say evening. It's Sunday. It's August 1st. In a few days, it will be time for us to vote in the primary elections. This is Donna Miller with Vote Voiced. Vote Voiced is a 501c3 nonprofit. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, like us on Facebook, listen to the Vote Voice podcast, and you can go to the Vote Voice website. Now, the website, I'm still waiting for it to be updated, so just be patient. Go ahead and have a look. We have the Vote Voice newsletter, and I try to keep you informed. Go to the Vote Voice page on Facebook. Okay, let's get started. I want to thank you for joining me today. Listen, elections will be held in 54 counties August 3rd in Michigan. Now, school districts and communities in 54 counties will hold elections August 3rd. Now, the polls will be open statewide from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can check your registration status at the Michigan Voter Information Center at michigan.gov/vote. The Secretary of State encourages voters who already have a ballot at home to fill it out and sign the back of the envelope. This is very important. Please do not forget to sign your envelope. Voters should deliver it to their local clerk's secure ballot box drop if they have one, or to the clerk's office if possible, to avoid the postal service delays. This is why drop boxes are important. In-person voting will be available in every jurisdiction for voters who choose to do so, and wearing a mask is not required. Now, you will have until 8 p.m. on Election Day to complete your ballot and return it to the clerk's office or drop box. Now, your ballot will not be counted unless your signature is on the envelope. You have to sign the outside of the envelope and return it, and they're going to make sure that your signature matches the envelope and the signature on file. If you already registered at your current address, you can request an absent voter ballot in person at your clerk's office anytime up to 4 p.m. on the day of the election. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Prior to the day of the election. Okay, let me do that again. If you've already registered at your current address, you can request an absent voter ballot in person at your clerk's office anytime up to 4 p.m. on the day prior to the election, which is August 2nd. Wow, I'm really messing this up. Let me do that again. If you already are registered at your current address, you can request an absent voter ballot in person at your clerk's office anytime up to 4 p.m. on the day prior to the election, which is August 2nd. Now, beginning 40 days prior to the election, voters have the option of voting early using an absent voter ballot in their clerk's office until 4 p.m. on the day before the election. Now, polling places will be open in every jurisdiction on Election Day for voters who want to vote in person. Voters are not required to wear a mask while at the polls, okay? Now, go to michigan.gov and find out if your county is having an election. Each polling location will have at least one voting station adapted to allow a person to vote while seated. In addition, all voters, including voters with disabilities, have access to a voter assist terminal in all polling places. The voter assist terminal helps the voter mark a ballot. It will mark the ballot with the voter's choices, but does not tally the votes. Once the ballot is marked, It is counted in exactly the same fashion as all other ballots. Now, you can register to vote through Election Day. Citizens who are not registered to vote but who wish to do so in the August 3rd election may do so at the office of their local clerk until 8 p.m. on Election Day. You can find your clerk's information at michigan.gov/vote. Proof of residency must be provided if registering within 2 weeks of an election. Acceptable documents include a driver's license, a state ID card, a current utility bill, a bank statement, a paycheck, a government check, or other government document. Documents must have name and current address, and digital copies are acceptable. Now, on a last note, you can be a democracy MVP. You can sign up to be an election worker. Election workers are the most valuable players of our democracy, ensuring free and fair elections for all. And our democracy needs election workers more than ever. Serving as an election worker is a paid position, and all election workers are trained on proper protocols to assist clerks and count ballots. If you're interested, you can sign up at michigan.gov/democracymvp. That was a quick podcast, just giving out information about voting. We need to stay up to date. All this information comes from the Secretary of State. You can count on it. And this is why, if you examine all of the upcoming voter suppression bills, they're talking about sending out information without the Secretary of State's name on it. They want to get rid of the drop boxes or make it so difficult for us to have them because we don't have the money to pay for the security, the added security needed. So you want to look at those voter suppression bills and think about everything they're asking to do to make it harder for us to vote. You want to think about that, especially on Election Day. I thank you for joining me. This is Donna Miller with the Vote Voiced podcast. And just visit us at www.votevoice.com. Follow us on follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Like us on Facebook. We thank you for your support. We're a 501c3, and we just thank you. And just know I'm going to get that website updated, so bear with us. And I thank you for your support, and I thank you for everyone who's listening. You have a wonderful day.